Hello, once again, this is Antonio, and I'm coming at you with another exciting video. All right, so today we have a special guest. If he can introduce himself at will. You want to introduce yourself, Mr. AK? Okay. Nah. Well, anyways, until he get himself situated, let's go ahead and talk about the sponsor of this video. The sponsor of this video is Viper VPN for your online security and privacy. In today's digital age, online security and privacy are essential concerns for everyone. With the increasing threat of cyber attacks and hacking and online surveillance, it has become crucial. Let me turn this up. Crucial to protect your online activities from prying eyes. One of the best ways to ensure your online security and privacy is with a VPN, and you can get your own virtual VPN today. All right, so in that regard, let's make sure. Let's test out volume. AK, can you hear us on the screen? Let's see. Let's make sure. So you're not muted. If you can say something to the audience itself. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Okay. Now you're not muted at all. Let's make sure everything is copacetic on my end. All right, let's go to settings and make sure everything is right. Testing, testing, testing. All right, I can hear you, but I can't hear you. That's the problem. Let's make sure we can get you on so we um can you say something just to make sure that you're on the screen? All right. All right, while he's getting his microphone fixed, let's go ahead and dive in and let's talk about what we are speaking about. AK will get his microphone fixed and then we'll go from there. But in the meantime, let's talk about what we're talking about. Lately, there have been an increased attacks at the Atlanta airport. In the last 2 days, there have been a number of heinous crimes taking place at the airport. And in this one, we want to talk about this crime in particular because with the Jada Pickett confession, where she say her and her husband, because he's still technically married, have been separated for 7 years. We want to talk about, was this a lover's quarrel when I read to you what actually happened at the airport? All right, so a 71-year-old shot in head from backseat after being picked up at Atlanta airport. And this is a 1 minute read, and this is why I have AK on, because we want to talk about, was this a lover's quarrel or was this just a heinous act? But nevertheless, let's talk about it. A 71-year-old was shot in a vehicle after he was picked up from Hartsfield-Jackson Airport International Airport by his wife and a 29-year-old man. See, they never identified who was the 29-year-old man. That's the question that everybody has in this capacity. According to TROUP County Sheriff's Office, deputies were dispatched to the Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center around 12:30 p.m. October 8th. Once they arrived, they met a sergeant with the LaGrange Police Department who took them that there was a man who had been shot and deleted into the emergency department, and a vehicle was the possible crime scene parked in an ambulance. Right upon examination of the vehicle, investigators noticed blood on the front passenger seat and obvious bullet holes. Investigators determined that the wife of the 71-year-old Andrew Stankowitz of Texas and 29-year-old John Thomas Cloud. See, when they give you all three names, that's when you know you done did something bad. And
Testing.
yeah, I can hear you perfect. At the
Okay.
same point during the drive on Interstate 85 to Columbus, Cloud, who was sitting in the back seat, allegedly shot Stankiewicz in the head, in the back of the head. The victim wife, who was driving, proceeded to the hospital, and police were notified. Cloud has been charged with 1 count of murder and 1 count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime. At this time, the motive for the shooting is unknown. And the question about this, why was the motive of the shooting unknown? So I'm gonna digress and I'm gonna let AK introduce himself. And let's get down to why do you think this crime took place? But nevertheless, introduce yourself and let's talk about this.
Hey, it's Aaron. Now, I was just listening to the story, and one of the things that come to mind is got a little echo on my end. Got a
I'm
little
gonna have to
echo
take
on
this
my
off.
end.
Hold on one second.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to take
So
this
one of
off
the
because
things
No,
I
I
go ahead.
started
No,
started
go
that
ahead. Go
comes
ahead.
to
Go ahead.
mind. I just jump right into it because it's just an interesting story.
and
And I just want to know
and
what's the relationship
I just want to
between
know what's
the
the
wife that
relationship
picked up her
between the
husband and the
wife that picked
29
up
year
her
old
husband and
because
the 29-year-old.
seems kind of
Because
weird
seems kind
how
of weird how
um
um
just that relationship there
just
and
that
how it turned
relationship
it
there
up
and
being
how
to
it
the
turned it
husband
up
being
being to
shot.
the husband being
That's real
shot.
weird.
That's real weird.
Right. I think it's weird as well, especially, and that's why we breaking up airport incident that happened. It didn't happen directly at the airport, but I guess they mentioned the airport because he was picked up from the airport heading home. Now, where's Troop County? Are you aware where's Troop County? What direction is that in?
Troop County is
Troop
like
County is like
LaGrange area.
LaGrange area.
LaGrange. Okay, so they were going 85 south towards LaGrange, and you took the need to delete because we can't say the other D word on this channel. We can't say the K word rather, and deleted this man while his wife was driving. Like, so the reason why we're doing this video is because it's like, what was the need for you to delete the husband? Did you, in your mind, even if you were sleeping with the wife, did you think that in some capacity that you had a chance with a man's wife? I think I go ahead. I'm go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
you know, just the
just the
age
age
difference. I
difference.
don't
I
know
don't
if it
know if
was
it
so
was
much
so much
sexual.
sexual.
It
It
had to
had to
be
be
something,
something,
maybe some
maybe some
kind of
kind of
argument.
argument.
And the
And the
police,
police,
a lot
a
of
lot of
times when
times
it
when it's
just
just
really
really
simple,
simple,
and it
and
really
it really
doesn't
doesn't
really,
really,
when it's
when it's
a
not a
lack of
lack of
information.
information,
Sometimes
sometimes it just,
it
it
gets you
gets you
wondering
wondering
that they're
that they're
really
really
trying
trying
to
to
maybe
maybe
protect the
protect the
victim in a
victim
way
in a
as
way as
far
far
as
as
having
having
some kind
some
of
kind of
information comes up
information
there, having
comes
some
up there,
kind
having
of
some kind of
respect of the
respect of
family
the
or something like
family
that.
or
I
something
would
like that.
say
I
it's
would
kind of
say it's
similar
kind of
to
similar to
where
where
a
a
person
person
might
might
really
really
overdose and they
overdose
might
and
say,
they
hey,
might
it's
say,
heart
hey, it's
problems. I
heart
think they're trying
problems.
to
I think
kind
they're
of
trying to kind of
because
because in this
it would make
situation,
sense to
it would
just
make
come
sense to
out there
just
and
come
tell them
out there
what
and
it
tell
is.
them
It
what it
was
is. It was
a
a
carjacking,
carjacking,
which
which
we kind
we
of
kind
believe
of
it
believe it
wasn't because
wasn't because they
come
would have
out
come out
there and
there
say that very
and say that
quickly.
very quickly.
Was this some
Was this
kind
some kind
of
of
fight?
fight?
Just simple as
Just simple
that.
as
But
that.
it was
But
just as
it was
simple as to
just
come
simple
out there
as
and
to
say
come
that.
and say that.
I don't
I don't
You
I
I
don't
breaking
think
up
this
a
is
think
little.
this is
necessarily
necessarily
premeditated. Maybe it
premeditated.
was
Maybe it
like
was like some kind of
some kind of
argument
argument or
or
whatever the
whatever the
case
case
might
might
be.
be.
Get
Get
out
out
the
the
car.
car.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
But it's just a
But it's
really
just a
weird
really weird
situation
situation
for
for
her
her
husband.
husband.
I mean,
I
her to
mean,
pick
her to pick
somebody up with
somebody up
another
with
man
another man
inside the
inside the
car,
car,
and
and
he ends
he
up being
ends up being
shot in the
shot in
back
the
of the
back of the
head.
head.
You
You
know,
know,
would be
would be
singing was the
singing was
guy,
the
and I
guy, and
guess
I
he was
guess
in
he
the
was in the
back
back
seat,
seat,
and they were
and they
both
were both
driving in the
driving in the
front
front
seat.
seat.
So,
So,
was
was
they even know
even
each
know
other?
each other?
How
How
well did they
well did
know
they
each
know
other
each other
previously
previously
anyway?
anyway?
Because
Because it just
it
seems
just seems
very
very
weird,
weird,
you know.
But I guess
But I
we'll
guess we'll
find
find
out. So
out.
a
So
little
a little
Right.
information.
So let's read a couple of comments. So this from a guy, Kevin. This was on Yahoo. news. So from this article, I am to imagine that an elderly lady picking up her elderly husband with a random 29-year-old man in the back seat who shoots the elderly man while in the car, and the entire crime scene drives to the emergency room, and the elderly woman is never heard from again. So the elderly man is deleted, and the 29-year-old in the backseat shooter was apprehended while sitting in the back of the murder scene still. Right. So none of this makes sense to me. None of that makes sense to me in the capacity that um you go and you pick this young man up. He deletes your husband and never scream. You never tells him to get out. You never tell him any of that stuff. You just gently um you just gently um drive to the airport with like nothing happened. That's just my opinion.
What were the ages
What
again?
were the ages again?
All right, they never say the age of the wife. They never said the age of the wife, but the husband was 71. The husband was 71. Now, the reason also that we want to talk about this is because also we're going to dive into also something else. Before we dive into that, let's dive into something else quickly. Something else happened at the airport today in Atlanta. Now, this is targeted location as the airport. It all attacked with a, and this happened today. Arrest made after 3 stabbed at Atlanta airport, including a police officer. A woman was in custody after she stabbed. I'm not going to say allegedly. She stabbed these people. 3 people Wednesday at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, which is today. This just happened earlier today. Officers assigned to the airport encountered a woman armed with a knife outside a security checkpoint 45 p.m. Police said in a statement. On Facebook, officers engaged the female, attempted to talk her into dropping a knife, and went to restrict her. Her. Why was they so gentle with her in the first place? She already stabbed one person. Now y'all handled her with kid gloves. Officers later learned that the woman who had stabbed the man before she entered the facility. So that's 3 people in total. The preliminary investigation indicates the female stabbed the driver of a taxi she was in, as if it was pulling up to the airport. So was it a taxi or was it an Uber or Lyft? According to the statement, she then exited the taxi and walked into the airport where officers encountered her a short time later. Authorities said all of the victims were alert, conscious, breathing, and have been transported to a hospital for treatment. The suspect, whose name was not released, was not injured. Investigators are working to determine the lead what led to the stabbings. What do you think of that, Mr. Aaron?
Yeah, the airport is just
Hello?
becoming. Yeah, can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, can you hear
I
me?
can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the airport is just
Yeah, I can hear
becoming
you. I can hear you fine.
yeah, the airport is just becoming just and you're gonna have to excuse me. It's a little delay on my
I can hear you.
end.
Go ahead.
So
And
I'm
you're gonna have to
as I'm
excuse me. It's a little
talking,
delay on my end. So I'm as I'm talking, I'm hearing it in my ear, so I'm gonna have to take it out of my ear.
I
So
can hear
I'm
you fine.
trying to
Even though
work
it's
with
a
this the
delay,
best
I
way
can
I
hear you.
can.
You can just talk normal.
I'm hearing it in my ear, so I'm gonna have to take it out of my ear. So I'm trying to work with this the best way I can.
Okay, go ahead.
But anyway, it's just the airport is
Go ahead.
just
Do
what
what you got
the
to do.
airport is just what Atlanta
And then we're going to talk
is
about.
becoming right now.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
It's just the airport is just what now. Can you
I
hear
mean,
me?
why do you think so much people got so much violence on
Can you
their?
hear me?
I can hear you.
Mhm.
I can hear you fine.
Go ahead.
I can hear you fine. Okay, just talk normal. I can hear you.
Go ahead.
What I was saying was, I wonder why so much violence. Like that stabbing was premeditated, and for her to stab your taxi driver who got you to the airport safe, and then you turned around, stabbed a random woman, then you stabbed a lieutenant in the police department. Like, what was what? Why? I mean, what was the audacity on your mind? Um, and then ultimately, we want to talk. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think
Hello.
these
I
mental
think these
issues are
mental
starting to pop up more
issues
and
are
more,
starting to pop up more and more.
and maybe they have some information.
And
That's
maybe
why
they
they
have
kind
some
of handled
information.
her the way
That's
they
why they kind of
did,
handled her the way they did.
and probably a good thing
And
because it
probably a
seemed like
good
she
thing
had something
because
going
it seemed
wrong
like she
with
had something going wrong with
going just stabbing people
going
with
just
just
stabbing people with just
with no reason. So you had to ride
no
with the
reason. So
Uber
you had to
guy
ride
all
with
the
the
way to
Uber
the
guy
airport
all the way to the airport
just to
Mm-hmm.
stab them there,
just to stab them there.
and then
And
start
then
stabbing
and then
everybody else.
start
So it seemed
stabbing
like you
everybody
just
else. So it
flipped
seemed
out.
like you just flipped out.
Yeah, I think she lost her doggone mind, and I think that those three stabbings, if she was high on something or anything, you in life sometimes when you make mistakes, you don't get a do over. Life is life, and sometimes you can make a mistake and you could come back from that. But when you stab a cop and then a random person, then a taxi driver, three innocent people who did nothing to you, it gives the world pause to say, are people even just anymore? I mean, I just don't
Mhm.
understand. And then we're going to get into the other topic, who is Miss Jada Pinkett-Smith. We definitely going to speak about her. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, it's
unfortunate.
just unfortunate.
You don't notice a lot of
You don't
things
notice a
until
lot
you
of
look
things
at the
until you look
news.
at the news.
But it
But
definitely started to
it
hit
definitely
home. It's
started to hit
becoming
home.
closer
It's
and
becoming
closer.
closer and closer.
And
Exactly.
people
And
with
people
stress
with
and this
stress
economy
and
and
this
everything else
economy
is
and
going
everything else
on,
is going
seem
on,
like it's becoming more
seem like it's
common.
becoming more common.
Yeah, I just think that the world seems artificial, especially when on camera for so many years you have seen Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith show up on camera, show up for each other's events. And Jada Pinkett, who I think, in my opinion, lately has been embarrassing her husband. I, I hope people come on and challenge me on that. I really think she's been embarrassing her husband. And I think what Chris Rock did, what she revealed today, and we're going to get into this, I think that she definitely embarrassed, not only, I think he embarrassed himself, because let's talk about this, because Aaron and I have been talking about this today, and Chris Rock and Will Smith were entertainment friends. I'm gonna call them entertainment friends. And the reason why I'm gonna call them entertainment friends was because they have been in the entertainment so long. I think Chris Rock is like 3 to 4 years older than Will Smith, but nevertheless, they had like a professional relationship. Let's say that their families used to vacation together and things like that. Chris Rock, according to Jada Pickett Smith, when he found out that Jada Pickett was divorcing Will Smith, who up for the life of me I don't understand why he refuses to divorce his wife after repeatedly she embarrasses him. But let's just dive into this because I got to get Aaron's opinion. I already know we probably going to clash on this. He gonna have his opinion. I'm gonna have mine. But a history of Will Smith and Chris Rock's relationship through the years. So let's talk about this briefly. Will Smith and Chris Rock go way back. The infamous also slap that took place on March 27, 2022 may be the freshest interaction remembered of the actors, but the two have been known each other for 30 years. During the 2022 ceremony, Smith stormed the Oscar stage and slapped the fire out of Chris Rock after the comedian made a joke about his wife. But how Aaron pointed out, and I'm gonna let him speak for himself with his little janky microphone, how he pointed out to me is deeper than that. My side was, you might be right, but I thought it was from the Oscars situation prior. Aaron's opinion was, and I'm gonna let Aaron speak for herself. He said, "Nah, that it got to be something different." And we found out what the different was because Jada Pinkett-Smith got a screener for a tongue, meaning she don't know when to hold her tongue. Now, keep my name's wife, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. Smith shouted after Rock quipped it. Jada, I love you. I G.I. Jane too. Can't wait to see it. Now, people thought it was because of the joke. People thought that it was a joke. They thought they were bantering back and forth. People thought it was a number of things. They thought it was the Oscar situation from 2016. But come to find out, it was deeper than that. And I'm going to read what the deepness was in just a minute. Rock previously referenced the Smiths during his 2016 hosting gig at the Oscars, saying, "Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited." All right, Rock and Smiths had a decades long working relationship and appeared in several TV shows and movies together. In addition, both actors have been seen enjoying each other's company in social scenes over the years. Like I pointed out, the Rocks and the Smiths used to vacation together. From the Fresh Prince of Bel Air days to the present, keep scrolling for a history of the Smiths and Rock's relationship dating back to the 1990s. Rock played two roles alongside Smith on the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, doubling up as a popular actor named Maurice Perry, and his sister Jasmine. Rock's guest appearance was featured during episode 2, season 6, titled Get a Job, which aired on September 25th, 1995. Smith and Chris Rock co-starred in Torrance Rises. So I'm gonna keep reading, but pause right there. What do you think of that about that, Aaron? How two people had a 30-year relationship, and then when you find out one friend may be going through divorce, you try to seduce his wife. How do you feel about that?
Well,
Well,
I think we
I think
disagree
we
on
disagree
how
on
close of
how close
friends
of friends
they actually
they
were.
actually were.
You, you,
Okay.
and
And
did this
did this
predate
predate
the
the
Jacquees, the
the
August?
August
August?
I think,
I
Astina.
think
August Astina.
yeah,
August Asina.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So it
Yeah,
just seemed like they're
so
really open with a
it just
lot of
seemed like
different
they're really
things.
open with a lot of different things.
Okay.
And it might be stepping
And
on a little
it might
toes
be stepping on a little
that Chris
toes
Rock, would kind of
that
reach out
Chris
to
Rock,
her,
would kind of
like
reach
as
out
far as
to her,
dating and things like
like that,
that.
as far as dating and things like that.
Okay.
But you as
But
a man,
you as a
a lot of
man,
times,
a
and
lot
then
of
like you said, it
times,
closes a lot
and
of
then like
people
you said, it
different. Like
closes a
I
lot of
would,
people different.
if
Like
I
I
was
would,
Chris Rock,
if I was Chris Rock,
it's
Mm-hmm.
plenty women out there that you
women
could
out there
have,
that you could have,
maybe approach
you
and
know,
have
maybe
to make
approach
the
and have
approach
to make the approach
Jada and make that
Jada and
situation
make that
messy. So I
situation
think he could have
messy. So
done
I
a
think
better
he could have
job as
done a
far
better
as
job
that.
as far as that.
As far as
As
judgment, you
far
didn't
as
have
judgment,
to
you didn't have
I think you're
to
being a little too modest,
talk
and
to
I think
her.
you're
talk
being a
to
little
her.
But
too
on the
humble.
other
But on the
end,
other end,
I don't think
I don't
that
think
way
that way
Jada
Jada
made it a point,
made it a
not
point,
even to her
not even to her
husband, but to
husband,
the
but to
whole
the whole
world, which
world,
that's going
which
to
that's
affect
going to
Will
affect
Smith.
Will Smith.
So it's just like
So it's just
if
like
you're
I
going
think you're
if
to
you're
true on
going
that
to
part. I think you're true on
tell
that
somebody,
part.
don't
don't
tell the whole
tell the
world
whole world
about
about
what's going on,
what's
and
going
that's
on,
really
and that's
what's
really what's
happening on
happening on
everything.
everything.
You're making
You're
things a
making things
story.
a story.
If August would have
If
came
if
made those
August would have came
claims,
out and made
it would
those
have been a
claims,
story for
it would have been a
2
story for
weeks,
two
probably the max.
weeks, probably the max.
By you adding on
By
to
you
it,
adding
by
on
you
to
waiting
it,
and
by
saying
you waiting
nothing
and
and
saying
coming, you
nothing,
could have made
and
a
coming, you
statement.
could
By
have
you
made a
waiting to
statement.
say
By you
nothing to
waiting to
come
say
out
nothing to
later.
come out later.
Here's all these things. So to
Here's all
answer
these
your
things. So to
original
answer your
question,
original question,
hey,
hey,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, Chris Rock,
yeah, Chris Rock,
maybe
maybe
that he
you
shouldn't
know that he
have
shouldn't have
made that approach.
made that approach.
But this
But
whole
this
thing
whole thing
really
really
hasn't been blown up
hasn't
so
been
much
blown
about
up
Chris
so
Rock. It's
much
been
about Chris
Jada
Rock. It's been Jada
trying to be
trying
in
to
her
be
talk
in her
show
talk show
head.
head.
Their
You know,
entertainment
their
head
entertainment
that's made
head
this whole
that's
big old
made this
mess,
whole
and
big old
then it was
mess,
all
and then it was
over
all
until
over
yesterday or
until
today when she
yesterday or
comes out and made
today
a
when she
statement. It
come
was
out and
all
made a
over. We won't
statement.
even
It was
talk
all
about
over.
it
We won't be
anymore.
talking
But
about it
you
And
go
we
anymore.
ahead.
weren't even
But you
talking
go
about
ahead.
it anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna disagree with you, and I think you're being too modest for the cameras, even though
Yeah,
people can't see you.
yeah. So,
Because
so
if me and you friends, all right, our wives vacation together even without us. And if I seduce or you seduce my wife, I think that's a blatant disrespect, regardless on how you feel about. Let's leave August out, and all these outside forces out. These people used to vacation together. They used to make money together. Will Smith even hired Chris Rock brother on the fact of friendship. And you turn around and you did violation number one. Instead of you saying, I hope y'all work out y'all relationship, you say, let me take you out. And if any man saying he want to take out a woman, a man with means ain't taking you out just to say hello. I'm trying to put them legs back. And that's what Chris Rock did. Violation number one. And that's what that slap was. It wasn't no god doggone joke. It was the blatant disrespect. And it was on site. If I get to this dude, is on site. That's what it was. And nobody gonna make me feel differently. But you can keep going. If not, I'm a, you can say something else. If not, I'm gonna keep reading
yeah,
what they're saying.
Yeah,
yeah, they,
yeah, they,
yeah. So,
yeah. So,
uh, and it's about what the
and it's about
industry
what the
is.
industry is.
With the feeling of
With
it
the
is like
feeling
he
of it
heard
is
those
like he
rumors,
heard those
and
rumors,
then she's
and
she's
then
telling the story
she's
from a
telling the
third
story from
person,
a third person,
where
where
she's saying that
she's
what
saying
happened.
that what happened.
What she's not
What she's
saying is
not
that
saying
Holly
is that
heard
how he heard
in the interview
in the
where
interview
when Will
where
Smith was
when Will
talking
Smith
to
was
her,
talking
he
to her,
told her to go
he
out there
told
and
her to
live
go
her
out there
best
and live
life and
her
have
best
much
life and
fun
have much
as she
fun
wants to try
as
to
she
do
wants
what
to
makes
try
her
to do what
happy.
makes her
We
happy.
only know
We
about
only know about
one
one
relationship with
relationship
August.
with
That was
August
August.
that was August.
Maybe it's something else out
Maybe it's
there.
something else out there.
Chris Rock,
Chris Rock,
she could have cleaned
she
it up
could have
and say
cleaned it
that,
up and say that,
hey,
hey,
um,
um,
hey,
hey, you know,
when he approached
where
her and
he
saying about,
approached
oh
her and
yeah,
saying
I was
about, oh
just
yeah,
saying
I was
you're
just saying
dating,
you're dating, and
when she was really
when she was
technically
really technically
separated.
separated.
Well, the reason why he
Well, the
found out
reason
he
why he found
separated,
out
so
he
people don't
separated, so
just
people don't
gossip and
just
leaving
gossip
stuff
and
as
leaving
that. She's
stuff
like,
as
hey,
that.
she's
She's like,
dating
hey,
what you
she's dating
call.
what you
Hey
call.
man,
Hey man, hey,
she's available.
she's available.
So
Being a
So
separated is
mm,
not
mm,
necessarily available to my friends. Now, I might be available to some peen or to some, poo nanny that my wife don't know about, but I'm not available to somebody my wife know. It doesn't work that way.
well,
in my opinion,
in my
she knew
opinion,
August,
she knew August,
and she didn't have any
and she
issue
Let's
didn't
with
room
dealing with him,
long.
and that was a
Let's
friend,
be
and he
honest.
didn't come into the friend.
having
She
He came in.
issue
He was just as
with,
close or closer to
dealing
Will
with him. This is
as
close or closer to Will
Chris Rock. So
as
why didn't he?
Chris Rock. So why
Well,
didn't
why did that
he?
situation get overlooked?
Well, why did that
And not
situation get
in the
overlooked?
situation with Chris Rock,
And not
then
in the
so it's
situation
you
with Chris
see where I'm
Rock,
coming from.
then so it's
I don't
you
know.
see
I
where I'm coming
feel,
from.
yeah, but I see what you're coming from, but the blatant disrespect was disrespect. You was my friend. Yes, I'm probably not as mad as other people that come on. Let's August wasn't the only one she slept with. I mean, other people just know to keep their damn mouth closed. This dude is stupid. Like, I mean, you just if you invited to the panty party, be quiet about it. Don't let the world know that you was invited to the panties party. You a talking boy
So you
who like
so
men
here's
now.
another thing they
Go
let her
ahead.
do. I'm sorry to cut you off.
I'm
They
sorry to
it
cut you
just
off.
just came to my
They
brain. I'm like, oh yeah,
it
they
just
did
came to
do
my
that.
brain. I'm like, oh yeah,
So
they
you
did
let
do
them
that.
run with the
So you let
story
them run with the story
that you about your
that
wife's
you about
alopecia.
your wife's alopecia.
And then when it
Okay.
was your wife
And then when it was
alopecia,
your wife
you didn't
alopecia,
stop them and
you
say,
didn't
hey,
stop
no,
them
it
and
was
say,
not
hey,
about your
no, it
wife's
was not about
alopecia. It
your
was
wife's
really about the
alopecia. It was really
disrespect you
about the
did, but you try
disrespect you
to holler
did,
at my
but you
wife.
try to holler at my
But so you
wife.
let the
But so you
story
let
Well,
then
he
the
was your
just
story
he
wife's
then
still
was
didn't
your
say
wife
alopecia, and you
alopecia,
he
and
reacted
you
still didn't say
and
reacted,
anything
struggling
and you've
with
about
been
it.
it. And
struggling
then you,
with
she
it.
came out
And
and
then
make
she
all these
came out and make
statements,
all these
all man
statements,
about
all
women,
man
and
about
then
women,
everybody
and then
all going
everybody
up in
all
arms
going up
like,
in
hey, you got to
arms like,
protect
hey, you got to
women.
protect women. Women
Feel
always
like
feel
suffering with this
like suffering with this
alopecia and this and
alopecia
that
and this and
and
that
everything
and
else. You
everything
made it
else.
all about
You made it
protecting
all
women
about protecting women
and made Chris Rock
and
the
made
villain.
Chris Rock the villain.
And now we got
And now we got
another whole
another
suggested
whole
story.
suggested story.
So
So when
all
it's all
misinformation going on
misinformation
like
going
that,
on like that,
I hear what people be
I hear what
saying, but
people be
I
saying,
start
but
drawing my
I
own
start drawing my
conclusion.
own conclusion.
Okay. Okay. But let me keep going because we're gonna disagree on some more stuff. Smith and Rock both appeared in the Spike Jones directed mockumentary Torrance Rises in 1999, a short film centered around the Torrance community dance group from Fatboy Slim's Praise You video and their journey to the MTV Video Music Awards. Both actors played themselves alongside notable stars, including Madonna, Sophia Coppola, and more. Prior to the project, the actors were photographed together at the 1997 MTV Video Music Awards, where they were seen laughing in the audience. So, right here, that is 26 years ago. Okay. On April 2nd, 2005, Will Smith accepts a Kid Choice Award from Chris Rock. So 1997, that's close to 30 years, right? Now, the 2005 Kid Choice Awards saw a lighter interaction between two as Rock presented Smith with the prize blimp after winning favorite voice from the animated movie for the work as Oscar in Shocktail. For years later, in 2010, Rock and Smith united at the show again when they posted for a photo alongside latter's son, Jada Smith, backstage. Now, look, this is the picture with Chris Rock ex-wife. That's Jaden. That's Chris Rock youngest daughter. That's the other daughter, and two friends. Will Smith, Jaden, Chris Rock, The Rocks. They were friends. Let's keep going. And remember, Jada appeared in Madagascar 1 and 2. Well, who? Chris Rock. Now, not only have Smith and Rock had a working relationship through the years, but Jada and The Rock have starred along each other as well. Notably, the two held roles in the 2005 animated film Madagascar, in addition to its two sequels, Madagascar 2 in 2008 and Madagascar 3 in 2012. While promoting the third installment of the hit animated franchise in The Rock voices Marty the Zebra and Jada voices Gloria the hippopotamus, the comic told Jada during an interview with Fuse that his kids are big fans of her children. So now this get deeper. Not only do the parents used to kick it before Chris Rock and his wife got a divorce, but the kids used to kick it. And this is where it gets disrespectful. My kids are friends with your kids. Now, you are trying to play around the kitty litter with my wife. Because regardless if they separated, legally on paper, Will Smith's mother could not bury him if he died today. Why? Because he's legally married and only your wife can bury you. All right. Hey, my
He
kids,
he gave
listen to your kids. Rock said to
he
Jada.
Yeah, so
Go ahead.
he,
Go ahead.
the difference
Go
between
ahead.
people with
Cut
money,
in. Cut in.
with lots of money,
yeah. So
they spend time,
so
they do their time
that
differently. I give you a thing,
But
and then
don't
you
cut in with a
can't
janky microphone,
just
people.
uh, 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 uh,
All right. So let's listen to your kids. Rock said to Jada, 21st century girl. Oh my God. They love LMFAO, but they have no idea what it stands for. Now, in February 28th, let's make sure you still there. You still there? Testing, testing. You still there? Okay. But when this cut me off when you back. In February 28th, 2016, Chris Rock mentions Jada Pinkett Smith in his Oscars monologue. During the comic's hosting stint at the 2016 Oscars, he called attention to Jada's decision to skip the ceremony. Right? So at this time, she said they were separated for 7 years. So the Smiths were already separated in 2016. So we want to point that out. In 2016, when Chris Rock went off on the Smiths, legally they were separated, according to Jada. Jada says she's not coming to protest. I was like, isn't she on a TV show? Jada's going to boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars. So like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited, he said. All right. Now you disrespected the Smiths entirely. Rock also made a joke about her husband, who wasn't nominated that year, saying, it's not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. You're right. It's not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West, okay? He added, referencing one of Smith's least successful movies. Do me a test when if you get your sound fixed. Now, March the 27th, 2022, Will Smith slaps Chris Rock at the Oscars. All right. Ahead of introducing the best documentary nominees at the 2022 Oscars, on March 27, Rock made a joke about Jada's shaved hairstyle, prompted Smith to leave his seat, storm the stage, and slap the comic on live television. Now we know deeper in this information why the slap occurred in the first place. It was because Chris Rock tried to invite himself to Jada Pinkett Smith panties, who is a beautiful woman, hairless or hair. Any man would have wanted Jada Pinkett. I don't like how she embarrasses her husband. And I know once Aaron get his audio fixed, he would concur what I'm actually saying as well. Oh wow, said to a seemingly taken aback Rock as Will made his way back to his seat. Will Smith just smacked the S out of me. Now, what I never liked about Chris Rock is how he tried to play victim. And I always told people something was in the air. I don't like the way that he played victim. And everybody was like, oh, I take Chris Rock's side. Now that we know the truth, do you still take Chris Rock's side? A person that was your friend that turned around and invited themselves to your wife panties? She could sleep with the whole world. But a friend should not be trying to put your wife legs back. That's the way I feel, and nobody's going to change my mind on that. And I hope that Aaron get his volume fixed, his speaker fixed, so we can uh, keep speaking about that. Okay, where we at? All right, testing, testing, testing. Hopefully, get everything fixed. Now, June 1st, 2022, Jada Pickett Smith addresses the Oscar slap on Red Table Talk. During a June 1st episode, Pickett briefly opened up about the infamous Oscar slap, stating about the Oscar night. My deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. Well, for Will Smith to say that he wished to be friends with Chris Rock again, I still think that Will Smith is henpecked. I think he's soul tied. I think he got issues because there's no way my wife can agree to some of the egregious acts that she have done, and I'm gonna stick by her. Absolutely not, Because one thing about a man, if he cheats on his wife, it's disgraceful. But if he uh uh but if he disrespect his family, he becomes the devil. And I feel that way. With the state of the world today, we need them both. We are all actually need another one another more than ever. The girl strip actors continue. Until then, Will and I are continue to do what we have done for the last 28 years, and that's to keep figuring out this thing called life together. Thank you for listening. Now, Will Smith apologizes to Chris Rock. Chris Rock seems to call Will Smith recorded the apology hostage video. Um, Chris Rock Netflix special comedy gets a release date. Will Smith said he worries Oscar slap will overshadow Emancipation film, which was a terrific film, might I add. All right, Chris Rock scores the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett-Smith and Netflix comedy special, but did he talk about him trying to put Jada Pinkett-Smith legs back? He didn't mention that. I don't think he had. A source said Jada Pinkett-Smith has been involved in Chris Rock and Will Smith's drama. Yes, she has, and that's where the lie stemmed from, because she's the direct person involved. Because one man is interested in sleeping with her, the other man is soul tied towards her. A source close to the Pickett Smith spoke to people about the actress' role in the ongoing tension between Smith and Rock and lack thereof. Jada has had no part in all of this other than being heckled. But now we know it has nothing to do with the heckling in the first place. The joke wasn't the joke. This is what we read all along to get down to what actually happened. An excellent commentary, might I add. Pickett Smith told people in a candid interview that she hasn't spoken to Rock since the Oscars incident, but hopes everyone involved can find peace as far whether she has any desire to speak with him. The actress told people, I just hope that all the misunderstanding around this can be cleared up and that there can be peace. She went on to explain what happened in the wake of the slap, revealing that she thought it was a skit at first. What, no goddamn skit? I was like, there's no way that Will hit him, Pickett Smith recalled. It wasn't until Will started to walk back to his chair that I even realized it wasn't a skit. The first words she uttered to Will once they were alone after the show were, "Are you okay?" Pickett Smith also revealed that her book Worthy details the time when Rock once asked her out on a date amid reports that she and Smith were getting divorced. He profusely apologized, and that was that. The actress told people of what Rock said at the time. And the reason why I read all of that, let's get down. The reason why I read all of that is for this very reason. Jada Pickett Smith, I can hear you on that janky microphone. Jada Pickett Smith, Jada Pickett Smith is throwing rocks and hiding a hand. Number one, you told your husband that another man courted you, and you say that was that to a man that considered another man his friend. That is not that is that in this world. And let you go dive in now we got 5 minutes of microphone. Go ahead. Okay. First of all, the article said that they were friends for 30 years. Sometimes if we friends, me and you don't go around calling each other friend, but I consider you a friend. So I don't have to go around telling everybody. A friend don't have to say, "Oh, this is my friend." people know when you're a friend. And we just showed a timeline. I'm almost parched for giving a direct timeline of their friendship. But I digress. Go, you can go ahead. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I give you that. But here's the thing. I see what you're saying. But here's the thing. In my opinion, these people behave as strong associates, if you don't want to say friend, right? In my opinion, what Chris Rock did still was an ultimate violation. And I don't care what anybody say. You do not invite yourself to my wife panties if I didn't ask you to. And I'm not quite sure that no, don't cut me off because I let you talk for while your janky microphone was going. I let you talk. Do not invite yourself to my wife panties. And that's where I think the when Jada Pinkett Smith say, "Oh, he asked me out because he thought Will and I was getting a divorce, and that was that." What she don't know is to a man, all it is my cup is running over because now you done did the ultimate violation. If you do one more thing violating, I'm gonna have to take care of this. But go ahead. She's wrong. He's wrong. A man ain't inviting you out to dinner. If I'm paying dinner, if I'm buying dinner, go ahead. If I'm buying dinner, I ain't inviting you out to dinner. Dinner just filling you up. Once I fill you up, I'm trying to empty me. So that ain't that no. He been wanting to get in them situation. Okay, why? Okay, there you go. It don't matter if you separate it. The court system say they legal. You sleeping with my friend is not making me happy. Not making you. You can't do that. Not that certain things you can't cross. You can't. It's certain. Go ahead. Nah, I don't believe that that's what he meant. You don't think that this woman has been around attractive men? You think that Will Smith is the only man she slept with? But the point is, the friendship part is where I think me and you having the disagreement in that aspect. Because if we are friends, that's the disagreement. Well, you are knocked it down to associate. The article said friend. All I did was go along with you. I'm gonna say they were friends, and I'm gonna stick to that. So why are you bringing Halle Berry in this? Halle Berry, what Halle Berry got to do with this? Yeah, but Halle Berry ain't trying to sleep with nobody husband. You have never heard an article where I haven't. Well, I haven't heard of an article where Halle Berry slept with somebody's husband. If they did, the article didn't come out. That's what I'm saying. I don't care nothing about them. That has nothing to do with this article because Halle Berry got a reputation of being crazy. She don't have a reputation of embarrassing her man in public back and forth. That's a Jada Pinkett Smith thing. And I think we should leave the infamous Holly out of this conversation. Please don't disrespect her. Don't make my mindset of Holly be the same thing that I have of Jada Pinkett Smith and Tony Braxton. Holly Berry is upper echelon. Tony Braxton, Jada Pinkett, Will Smith ain't being strong. Will Smith is a simp to me. Will Smith to me is a simp. He's well, we well, they own it, but we got down to the get down. He slapped Chris Rock because he tried to get to the man wife panties. And we going this I know that. I know that. He tried to get to the panties. He's not inviting Jada Pickett out just to go skip like Mary Poppins. Mm-mm. Well, who is they? Who is they? Hmm. I hear you. I hear you. I feel that I feel that I feel that that we're gonna go in circles, and I think there's a part two because we almost been on for an hour. But I really feel that Jada Pickett Smith, in her own way, let the can out like that the beans out the can on this one. It had nothing to do with the joke. It had nothing to do with the hair. All of this was the disrespect that another man tried to sleep with Will Smith's wife when he already got to deal with a young bull who done tapped it. Now you dealing with a person that you considered a friend because Will Smith is a simp. Because Will Smith is a simp. I think he's a simp. That you asking a question and I'm giving you the only answer I can give you, my brother. I think that Will Smith is not a simp? Mhm. I think Will Smith is a simp. I think that you and I'm gonna speak for both. I'm hoping I'm speaking for both. I hope you're not a simp. If our wives would have embarrassed us, it's not even about the infidelity. That's already got legs of its own. I'm talking about the continuous embarrassment. I do not feel that you will stick around or I'll stick around. My wife don't embarrass me, so I don't plan on leaving. But because she won't keep her tongue, keep the spit off your tongue. Because she keeps saying words and things and doing stuff. A victim of what? Was she wait, wait a minute. She's a victim of what? A victim of what? A victim of what? Mhm. Who is they? Augustine said Augustine said Will Smith gave the permission. It's not a they, it's him. He said it. He the one who came out and did the interview with about her with Angela Yee. No, it's not her fault. Her fault is she should have made him sign an NDA. That was her fault. She shouldn't have put that snapper on that young bull because Jada probably got a snapper and she put the snapper on the young bull and he couldn't hold his tongue because she probably told him things that didn't fulfill and he felt betrayed. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. I if 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 listen, if Oprah if Oprah I'm not leaving my wife, but if Oprah go ahead and give me the okay, I'm gonna have to make Oprah sign that NDA. I'm just gonna have to do it. Oprah, you can't be out here talking all that talk. No, Oprah, no. I agree. Mhm. I don't think they was in friends. I don't think they were friends like I don't think they were friends like Will Smith thought they were. I think Chris Rock always had an ulterior motive. I think as a child, he he probably wasn't privy to the most beautiful woman. And let's be honest, Jada Pinkett Smith as a child for me has always been upper echelon in beauty until I found out she can't keep her tongue. Now, because she can't keep her tongue, I couldn't deal with a woman like that. And Chris Rock probably feel like, hey, I'll make a lot of money. I'll be able to take care of you, or I'll be able to do whatever X, Y, and Z. But it was an ultimate violation. It was a disrespect. And nobody's going to tell me differently. That's the way I feel about that. Okay. What does that mean? What does that mean? Hmm. Okay. Okay. I still feel that we put the blame solely on Jada Pickett, and I think the disrespect was Chris Rock, and that's why he got that slap. Chris Rock is not an innocent person in this story. I don't care how many times people keep trying to paint it like he's innocent, and Will Smith shouldn't have slapped him. I clearly showcase why he was touched up, and that was because you invited yourself to another man's panties. That's what you don't do, and that's what he did. I won't be surprised because Holly Weird is Holly Weird. I think Holly Weird, I think wives and husbands sleep with each other. I really do. I think that we're gonna have to do a part two of this because this is an hour and we want to make sure people sit down and look at this. But I think people sleep with each other. I think that uh that's their prerogative. That's I think they switch off. I think that happens a lot. But in this case, I don't think that was the case in this one. But let you give the final words why you got a good microphone, because you know yours might go up and down, and then we're gonna go ahead and end it. Go ahead. Okay. Okay. Will Smith and Holly Berry? What are you talking about? You trying to get us doggone crucified in the comments. Go ahead. Okay. Mm-hmm. Tell me Valentino. Tell me Valentino. Tokyo Valentino. Hmm. So wait a minute. You talking about Trampese or Tokyo Val? So hold up. I'm trying to get it's Trampese. So you got Trampese. Also, you got Tokyo Valentino. But go ahead. Hmm. It wasn't no taking out. Come on, let's stop playing. They grown. He was trying to put them legs back. Hmm. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I think that we need to make a part two of this. We're gonna definitely come back. It's so much more we can say and do, but this video is an hour and 4 minutes, and we want to make sure people take the luxury and look at this video. So we definitely going to be coming back with another video. I gave Aaron the last bit because his microphone did going out, and I felt that I did speak a little more. But we're going to go ahead and end it here. Whenever Aaron's available, we're going to come back again, and we definitely going to keep talking about this because it's a lot more that we can say. So this is Antonio. That's that's Aaron, and we'll be coming back with another video. Don't forget, to get your own VPN. You can copy that link. And if you want to donate to the channel, that's our Cash App. And this is Antonio. And once again, we'll see you in the next